Greetings, Summoners. Welcome to the second episode of the Summoner's Manual. What we're going to be talking about today is Initiators. I'm going to be doing this a little bit differently. Instead of the normal, here's your video, you watch it, it's edited, it looks really pretty, I'm going to do a live recording, so that way I can actually discuss the really important matters that are going to be happening in the game. As opposed to just you see exactly what you see in the video, you're going to see the entire game, how it spans out, and the decision-making process behind playing these certain champions. This is going to be the first episode for Initiators. When I do APs, bruisers, assassins, and all those, I'm also going to be doing the same thing, so that way you can see the thought process throughout the entire game, as opposed to just what you would see in the edited video. So for this, we're going to be using Jarvan, because Jarvan's got a lot of good lockdown, he's got a great shield, he's got Cataclysm, which if used correctly can be very beneficial to your team, and he's really one of the only good AD tanks. Not very many tanks have the knockup on a short cooldown, a big shield, and the ability to lock down a team or, position the enemy team in unfavorable manners. So it's a really, really, really good AD tank to have. Jarvan's really, really strong right now, so let's get into making a rune page to him. We're going to name it Welcome to Demacia, because that's what you got to scream when you ult people. For our marks, what we're going to do is we're going to be taking flat armor pen all the way up, but we're only going to use 8, because our last one is going to be crit chance. Flat armor pen, because Jarvan has really high base damage, he doesn't need a whole lot of AD stacked on him, and you are going to be picking up Brutalizer, possibly Ghostblade anyway. Having that extra crit chance is very, 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 very useful. You never know when that one crit is going to win you a fight up top. And you never know, it might not proc, and in the event that it doesn't, missing 1.3 armor pen isn't going to make that big of a difference. Alright, so now on to our seals. Jarvan already gets a lot of armor, but we're going to give him a lot more, just because you're always on the front lines, so you need a lot of extra bulk. We are going to be getting HP items before we get resistances, so having this flat armor will make that HP very effective. For glyphs, we're actually going to be running MR per level. The reason behind this is, if you can build MR effectively on a unit, or a champion I should say, it's very, very beneficial to just take something else. So if you're playing someone who always gets like Odin's Veil or Bulwark and isn't in the front line all the time, then you could probably skip out on the MR per level. But if you're someone who's always in the front line, and sometimes you might have to build armor before, and you still need to make sure you're getting some MR, it's just a very safe pick to have MR per level. But if you feel confident that you could get away with not having the magic resist, then you could always take cooldowns are great. They got buffed. Having near 10% cooldowns at the beginning of the game is very, very strong, especially on ADs. And then for Quints, we have quite a few options we could take. We could take some move speed. It's always good. We could take armor pen as well, which is what we are actually going to take. You could take some physical damage to give him a little bit of scaling, but it's not a huge amount. Attack speed I wouldn't take so much. Cooldown Quints are actually pretty good. Altogether, that's about 5% cooldown, which, could help out and get you one more flag in the beginning there. Health is always good as well, since we are a frontline, but for right now, we're just going to take armor pen. So we're going to be sitting at 18 armor pen with a little bit of crit chance. We have our MR per level, and we have our armor. Masteries, going to talk about these really quick. We'll make 2 new pages down here at the end. This will be J4 defensive, and we will have J4 offensive. Okay, I'm going to burn through these trees because it takes a long ass time to get through this anyway. Okay, so for J4 defensive, we're really worried about dying. The enemy team's going to blow us up. We're really, really concerned about it. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the HP per level. Remember, this only works on neutral monsters. Don't pick that up anymore. We're not going to be taking Cleanse or Heal or Smite or Barrier, so we're not going to take that. I want to get a little bit of this. Some of this is always good. HP, max health, 30 health is always helpful. HP per level, you got your MR, you got your armor. Reducing basic attacks, a lot of damage in the very beginning of the game is basic attacks. Reducing the effectiveness of slow so you can catch up, more champion reduction on that. CC reduction, good old Juggernaut. Now, we're only going to be able to get 20 points into this tree, because what we have to do is put 1 point into Summoner's Insight. Thanks, Riot. Because Revive is now over here. Since Revive is what we always take on Dominion, we have to spec into it because it gives you bonus health for 2 extra minutes, and that is really, really nice to have, especially on Dominion. Okay, now over here in offensive, we have a few options. Normally I like to take Garrison on my Jarvan, so we could spec into Summoner's Wrath and get the Garrison boost, but you have to remember that Garrison's spec allows it to deal splash damage. So if the enemy team isn't bunched up when they're trying to attack you, which most teams have a tendency to try to spread out so they can neutralize the point, Garrison being spec'd isn't going to do that much good. So it's a hit or miss. You may be able to use it, you may not. It's not a permanent thing. You can get that, or you could get one more point into cooldown reduction. Cooldowns are very, very, very powerful in Dominion because you always want to have your spells up. We will, however, be able to decide between, do we want 8% more armor pen or 3% damage reduction? Now, we are defensive Jarvan, but all this right here is a lot of bulk already. So we're just going to take that extra armor pen to make sure that our abilities and auto attacks are dealing that much more damage. Alright, and then the opposite for offensive Jarvan is pretty much just going to be all the way down the offensive tree, dealing as much damage as we can. Okay, now the reason I'm taking lethality is we have extra crit strike damage because we do have some crit. We are going to probably be building Ghostblade. And Frenzy for that extra attack speed afterwards. Always great to have. Now, for our extra points, we do want to go a little bit defensive here. Going to pick up all of this right here. And we're going to grab Summoner's Insight. Now, there is another option you could do, which would be you can skip 3 points in your defensive tree and pick up 3 points in Wanderer to have extra move speed out of combat, which is really useful, actually. It's because there's a lot of walking and you need to get places faster in Dominion. Wanderer is really useful for that. But since we are a frontline champ, we do want to make sure we have that extra bulk on us. Alright, so we're going to save those masteries there. We're going to get into queue and rock this. And then comes the waiting game. I might just splice this part out because it takes fucking forever. Also, giveaway. Should talk about that. We are going to be having the announcement of the giveaway coming up at the end of the episode, so make sure you stick around for that. I will tell you how you can be eligible to win an RP card. I will be giving away $40 in RP per month. I'll probably be giving away 4 $10 cards, so there are quite a few chances to win, and every month that is pretty cool. So, I mean, what have you got to lose? You get to learn about Dominion, you get free RP, it's great. It's a win-win for anyone. So, one of the downsides about being in Dominion is when you get played a lot and you get really good, your queue time takes forever. Hopefully this won't take too long. I'm probably just going to end up cutting the video. Oh, no, there we go. Nice. Actually got it right on time. No need to cut. Unless someone doesn't accept. Ooh, them trolls be trolling. Oh, never mind. He did accept last second. Alright, so we're going to pick our Jarvan here. And,
by my will.
One thing you do need to realize in solo queue while in Dominion is... Yeah, welcome to Demacia. And we're going to be J4 offensive for this one. The one thing you do need to realize in solo queue and Dominion is you can't ban Kassadin, you can't ban Jace, you can't ban Kha'Zix, you can't ban Nidalee. So, if you're in blind pick and there's any of those champions on the other team, you can't get frustrated. It's gonna be very, very depressing trying to deal with Kassadin in every single game, but you know what? Sometimes you'll be able to win. You won't lose every time there's a Kassadin, you'll just lose most of the time. You can play champs that are really good at locking him down. Leona, Jarvan, people with strong initiates, Vi, people with good sticking potential, but you can never always beat a Kassadin. Sadly, he is brokenly stupid OP on this map, and his mobility, his silence, his base damage, it's all too strong. So, yeah, if you play Kassadin, stop, because you're being a real douchebag. I'll tell you that right now. Alright, but looking at our team, new Karma, very excited to see that. I'm actually wanting to implement her into my team because she is really, really strong. I think I want to try and run some comps with her. That new kit is pretty powerful. We'll see how the cooldowns do. Rammus is always a decent pick. He has good single target taunt. Not as strong as he used to be when Dominion first came out, but he is still a relatively strong pick. Zira, amazing crowd control, amazing damage. Her ultimate wins fights and saves the day. Really, really good. And of course Jax, late game hero. Always there to beat things up at the end of the game. That scaling going out of control. Alright, so we're going to get into this game. We'll get it rocking. get the walkthrough going. Let's see what we got on the enemy team here. We have a Nasus, he'll most likely be bot, so he can farm a lot. Kale, LeBlanc, Diana, ooh, and Lee Sin. Okay, so no Cassins. We lucked out. Got pretty lucky this queue. Excuse me, I do have to take a drink so I don't get a hoarse throat, because I'm always talking all the time streaming. Alright, but we do have the Riot K9 Nasus. That'll probably be bot lane, because he wants to farm a lot. And then he'll become a late game Terran, pretty hard to kill in lane. We do have the Kale, LeBlanc, Lee Sin, and Diana top. Now, looking at this, I'm determining that these four are probably going to be top. Looking at that, I can say it's pretty much all magic damage. So what I'm going to want to do is probably pick up a Bulwark for my team, especially since Kale does some splash, Diana does some AoE, and LeBlanc has a little bit of AoE, but more single target. You want to be really, really strong in the sense of, how can I help my team? Always be asking yourself that as an initiator. What can I do to make it easier for my team? How can I set this up so my team can come out on top? With Jarvan, your main objective is always to think, how can I knock up more people? That's your only thought process, is how can I knock up more people? Your only goal throughout the whole game should be to knock up as many people with each EQ as you possibly can. Alright, game loaded in. Let's get this going here. Okay, so we're going to buy boots, prospectors, and double pots. This is because we get a lot of extra AD, a lot of extra lifesteal, and the 200 health. Prospectors is always a good, safe start, especially if you don't know what you're going against. Alright, so looks like we're going to be having Zero bot, which should be fine, especially against the Nasus, because she's going to be able to poke him back, keep him down. And actually, I'm going to tell Zira, grab a Morello's, because Nasus will be all lifesteal and stuff. Alright, actually, let me turn up some of these settings here. You can probably go to medium, you can probably go to very high, that should be good. And voila, now we have the game looking prettier. Okay. So, it looks like we're going to have Karma, Jax, and myself with Rammus up top. So, what we're going to do is we're going to let Rammus engage. Ooh, he's pretty squishy though. He's got that Boots of Mobe, so we're probably going to have to engage in place of him. Rammus will be able to get the taunt going. But, Jax, mid. Oh, wait, is Rammus going to get it? Okay, no, Jax is getting it. Alright, what we want to max on Jarvan first is Dragon Strike. It's got huge base, good damage, it's got the armor shred. We don't need to max Demacian Standard first, simply because we're not sitting passive in a lane needing extra armor. And wow, this Rammus actually managed to cap it on time. I'm impressed! Holy crap, that Rammus did it! Bravo! That was astounding. He actually managed to cap top before they all got there. Okay, so let's do this here. Oh, Rammus, what are you doing engaging? Oh, this is bad. He's in trouble. Okay, so we're going to try and get them off of him here real quick. There goes that stun. Very, very nice. Okay, we're going to wait for our flag, because we want to knock these guys up here. Get this LeBlanc. Oh, that's her clone. Get the one with barrier. Alright, and notice how I didn't keep chasing LeBlanc. I immediately switched to Kale. You want to make sure that you're not chasing through targets. That's always a no-no. Okay, we got our combo again. Knock up. Perfect. That was awesome team fighting right there. Okay, so as I was mentioning, the LeBlanc was getting away, and I didn't want to chase LeBlanc through the Kale, because if you're running through enemies trying to get something, you're just going to get eaten. Don't get tunnel vision. Focus on what is closest to you. A lot of people go, who should we focus first when it comes to team fighting? You always want to focus the person that's closest to you and blow it up. And I mean, if it is the tank, you might just have to focus the tank. If you can't get to the back line safely, kill whatever's in front of you. And actually, Jax is going to get that Storm Relic there, so we're going to give him a bit of vision. Remember, Demacian Standard does give you vision. We're going to keep him safe while he's grabbing that. Ah, there's Lee Sin. Give him a little poke. Alright, Jax want to try to fight this. We will see. Okay, so right here, Since this is solo queue, enemy team is going to be really persistent about just pushing this lane, so we're going to be coming up behind them. If you remember from my first video, you never want to push the lane. We might actually want to ult this, so we can keep Diana with us. And then we're going to go get this Lee Sin here. Me and Jack should be able to take this down. Ah, he went that way. Jaxie's being clever. Get him! Ah, Jaxie's going to be able to leap strike that, no problem. It's alright. Managed to get two of them out of that, or one of them out of that. I think someone may have died bot. Okay, so we're just going to run B real quick while they're all going B. And again, the enemy team is just pushing that lane. They obviously don't know what they're doing. But then again, my team is too. Oh, they're fighting without me there. I already went back. Make sure you use standard to get ahead faster. Catch up. Team is actually rocking this. Look at that Karma go. Damn. She's kicking some ass. That new Karma remake, man, it's strong. Okay, we need to help out Jax. We got to get there fast. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Oh, we might be able to make some plays happen here. They're getting pushed back pretty easily. Oh, that's a LeBlanc. Okay, we're gonna back off here. That is looking pretty dangerous. We don't want to deal with Diana and Lee at full health and LeBlanc having combo up. Okay, so notice how I'm not staying in vision. If you look at the mini-map, you can see the parts that are clouded in vision, or clouded in Fog of War, and I'm staying out of their vision, so they didn't think I was here until I just started to walk up here. So now that they know I'm here, gotta be a little bit careful here. Get that knock up. I am gonna pop Garrison so they're not tapping the tower at all. Oh, I might take too much damage. Managing to pick that up. Lee Sin is probably gonna get me there, but Jax should be able to clean this up. Very nice. Okay, so notice I didn't pop Garrison right away. I'm actually probably gonna revive here as well. You don't want to pop Garrison immediately. That's always pretty bad, because it increases your turret's regen as well. So you want to wait till it gets to about half, and then pop it so it goes back up. It also cancels anyone who is neutralizing the point, so it's very useful. And you notice they dived, the Garrison was up, they couldn't get it, and because of that they took a lot of tower damage. You have to be really careful about those dives. Okay, we're out of here. This is a bad situation. Don't want to be in this. No, 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 Rammus. No! Rammus, you cray! Cray, Ram! You cray, cray. Oh, no. This is not good. Not good, not good. Okay, Jax is here. We're going to try and fight this. Give her a little poke. Oh, we missed! Skill shots, man. They're too strong. Okay, hang on. We almost got the cooldown. There we go. Nice. Timing that EQ is very, very important. Probably could have killed her easier if I would have done that, but we need to get out of here because we are low on health, and we do not want to get killed. Alright. Okay, so first item is going to be Ghostblade, mainly because Jarvan does do a lot of auto-attacking, and Ghostblade is very, very strong. We don't really want to pick up Cleaver, although we can. We don't have too much to capitalize on Cleaver. If we had like a Wukong with Cleaver, with myself having Cleaver, that would be a good situation because you can shred the armor together. A major thing you want to pay attention to is this score over here. Doesn't mean jack shit. Don't think it means anything. It doesn't mean anything. Don't look at that score and be like, oh, that score means something. Because it doesn't. It doesn't mean anything at all. So you don't really need to pay attention to it at all because it really isn't very important. So pay very close attention to that score, because it doesn't mean anything. If anyone says it means something, don't believe them, because it doesn't. It's very easily inflated. It's very easily, how do I say, messed up. It could be inflated or depreciated. That's what I'm looking for. Very easily. So this is how you play Jarvan, and you just fuck shit up with Jax. It's very, very easy to do. And then, as you can see, we held the point long enough for Karma to get here. She cleaned up, and now she's going to be able to capture that point. So again, Jarvan is a very, very, very strong pick. Oh, they have a lot of magic damage, so we're actually going to go for Merc Treads. Ghostblade should always try to be a primary item on you, on Jarvan, because the active is incredibly powerful, especially with extra crits hitting with your passive. That's a lot of damage hitting someone at once. Let's see, wait. Alright. I was wanting her to pop that first. Now we can get a little bit closer, give her some slow, give her some love. Look at that crit. Ah, didn't quite get that off. But now Jax is here. Oops. There we go. Okay, Karma's over here trying to solo the team with Rammus, so that didn't quite go too well. I'm gonna need to heal myself up here and go grab this health relic. Big thing to pay attention to on the map, you see how the health relics have this little circle on the mini-map. When someone picks it up, even if you can't see them, the health relic will vanish from the mini-map. Okay, I'm gonna die, but maybe Jax will be able to clean this up. He should be fine. Oh, that KO ult. Make sure you switch targets. Oh, very good switch on Jax's part. Nice, good job. There you go. I died, but my teammate was able to clean everything up. Welcome to the life of an initiator. And you'll notice my score. I have a lot of assists. If you have tons of assists, that's all you need. You are doing a good job as an initiator. But yeah, again, with the little health relics, you see the plus on the map there. If an enemy picks that up, even if you don't have vision, it'll vanish. You'll see it vanish from the minimap, and that is a good way to know where the enemy is. That's a very, that's a good advanced trick to realize. Also, with Jax, he can leap strike to friendly turrets. So keep that one in mind as well. And Lee Sin, he can W onto friendly turrets as well. For Jax, I don't know if he can jump to neutralized points. I'd have to check that. I know Katarina can, because Katarina can shoot both to these as well. Alright, probably didn't have the pop Ghost Blade for that, but now we need to get back up to top to save it. Should be able to handle this. Should be able to handle this. Maybe, just maybe. As long as we get the stop on the cap. Alright, we're good. Okay, so we're going to wait for them to attempt to dive us, and then we're going to pop our garrison. It is up, but we're going to wait, because we might be able to... Oh, I didn't spec into the splash damage, so that's okay. But we are going to wait for the dive. Oh, Jax just wants to go right in. He's going Bay Life. Okay, so we're going to ult right onto Diana here. There we go. Good. I left my Cataclysm up because I wanted to keep them on the outside and away from Jax, and Jax can also auto-attack through the walls. If your auto-attack range is far enough, you can hit through the walls without a problem. So, our Jax here, he is out of control, snowballing. We got all the assists, we helped him get to that point, so that is some good teamwork. We can jump in on this Nasus, knock him up, pop our Ghost Blade, start hitting, because we J4. Okay, now I'm not going to use my Dragon Strike unless I can kill him, which I didn't. It's fine, but we had Rammus there to clean him up. You want to try to save it, because it is up every 5 seconds, and your standard's up every 11. So you can actually Dragon Strike your standard twice in the amount of time it takes to do it. So like this here. Oh no, Lee might actually kill me before I can. I was going to try to have the repositioning so I could Dragon Strike my standard again, knocking them back up one more time. But I don't have Revive up, but bot lane is getting ganked and taken, so that should be fine. Looking at the enemy team's damage, they have a lot of magic. Actually, double check that KO just in case. It might have been an AD KO. So they do have a lot of magic damage, so we're going to get Hex Drinker. And there you go, we do have bot lane. Very, very good play by Jax. He went to gank bot while we were holding off top. So you might have said, like, what the fuck, why weren't you up top? But in fact, he managed to go get bot lane, and now it is still 3-2. So what they're going to have to do is send people down bot to stop this, and they're already so good at holding that point. We're going to be able to take this top lane without any trouble. Now, Kayle is doing something you never want to do. You never want to sit... Oop, that's Elisa. You never want to sit AFK on a point. That is very, very bad. Oh, that attack speed's slow. That hurts. That really hurts. Oh, Diana's going to come get me. Ooh, ooch. Ah, she managed to get me. Yeah, there was nothing I could have done about that. But the reason you don't want to sit AFK on a point or in visible area, see around the whole map where you can actually see everything, you want to sit in the fog of war as much as possible. Mainly because if the enemy doesn't know where you are, they have a harder time deciding on what to do. And if you're just sitting up here on the point, not moving, the enemy team's best bet is just, I'm going to go gank bot, because you're way the hell up there at top lane. What are you going to do? So, that's how you Jarvan. That Jax was actually very good. He brought that together like awesome sauce. And that new Karma, man, she had them plays too. That was pretty good. She died a little bit, and she built Muramana, Muramana, and Chalice. Chalice is okay, but this, don't do that. But yeah, that's how you play Initiators. Now see, this is what I mean by the Dominion score here. It really does not mean anything. I have 710 points. Now, if you look at how much I did throughout that game and how effective and helpful I was to my team, I can even go over here and look at damage dealt. I did the most damage to champions, in addition to setting up most of the kills for my team. But this Dominion score says, nah, fuck you. You only get 710. You know, this is a very, very bad indicator of how well you're doing. A good indicator of how well you're doing is just your win-loss. Are you winning more games, and are you doing good in terms of KDA in that regard? Like this Jax, he was on fire. He's getting kills all over the place. And I have the 518 here. Lots of assists means you're being a good initiator. You're hitting everyone and helping out with every fight. So that's how you work on initiators. Make sure you need to know proper times to initiate. Important things to watch. Cooldowns. Pay very, very, very close attention to the enemy's cooldowns, making sure, if someone like Diana blows her Q and misses, that is a prime time to go in if everyone else is ready. Then just flag standard, jump in, lock her down. She lost her main damage ability for her ult, so you'll be able to beat her down pretty easily. Another important thing is always watch the map. Always be looking at the map as an initiator, because you may need to help someone out in a certain situation or a certain spot, and you need to know if a teammate's getting caught over at their mid and they're dead. You need to know that, hey, I need to just go top. That guy's gonna die. I can't help him. No point in streaming in over there and dying myself. But initiators are really strong. I might do another one of these with another initiator depending on the feedback from this video. But that is how you Jarvan. Jarvan is very, very strong. He's one of my favorite champions to play. He is banned against my team a lot in Dominate Dominion because I'm a very scary Jarvan, as I'm sure you just saw. So yeah, be sure to pick him up, try him out. He's really good if you want to play initiators. Be looking forward to our next few videos. Going to be doing AP casters, bot lane, as well as AD carries. Ooh, that's going to be a fun one. And assassins. Concerning the giveaways, what we're going to be doing is we're also going to be releasing champion guides for Dominate Dominion, or Dominion in general. I'm also going to be pulling in some of the players who are pros in Dominion and actually play those champions relatively well to help me talk about them. So what I want you guys to do is tell me, what champion do you want to see? What guide do you want to see first? That will count as your quote-unquote entry for your chance to win the RP. So all you have to do, leave a comment below, tell me what champion you would want to see, and for our first champion guide video, we'll be talking about pretty much whatever champion you guys want to see. Whatever one can get the most upvotes, I guess, would be the champion. So if you do want to win the RP, throw down your comment on what champion you want to see. I'll be going through all of those comments, yes, all of them, even if there's like 1,000, and tallying them up to see how many you guys want to see. Like, I want to see, come on, so, Seichwall, guys, come on, right here, Seichwall. You know you want to see it. It works. It's good. It's fun. But let me know what you want to see. I'll get you that RP, and as always, stay fancy, summoners.